And a good Tuesday to you. Thanks to Dan for filling in for me on Friday and Monday. Seattle Kraken got out to a slow start and gave up 2 empty net goals and a 4-1 loss to Minnesota last night. Philip Grubauer did what he could, stopping 25 of 27 shots. Seattle's offense didn't get going until Jordan Eberle scored his 9th goal of the season. Chandler Stevenson, Coach Lane Lambert commented on Seattle's 6th straight loss afterwards.
Gruby gave us a chance. It's kind of tough when he plays out well and stands on his head for the first 5-7 minutes, whatever it was there, and gives us a chance. I mean, obviously, wish we could have gotten 2 points for him.
I thought we started the game slowly, which, when you've lost 4 in a row and then, I haven't won a game in 5, that's disappointing to me. I thought our goaltender was outstanding tonight, gave us a chance to win. I would agree with his assessment that we need more from everybody. We have to have everybody playing well, and we just can't afford to have any passengers. And I didn't think everyone brought their best tonight.
Kraken remain home Wednesday against the LA Kings. That'll start at 7 o'clock on TNT. Well, the Seahawks are flying high after a big win, their 3rd in a row Sunday, 37-9 over Atlanta. Rookie Nick Emmanwori had his best game so far with a block kick, an interception, and a sack. Coach Mike Macdonald says his success is a reflection of the work and dedication he has.
Wow, yeah, I think you come out of that game, I think that's kind of the lasting image that's in my mind is the guys celebrating with each other, and just the joy they have when their teammates have success, and just kind of talk about 12 as one. That's it right there, just in a nutshell. And happy for Nick, all the work he's put in. He had a tremendous game. Guys were excited for him, so that was really cool.
Devon Witherspoon also had a great game with an interception, 2 passes defended, and a fumble recovery. His interception came in the 4th quarter to help seal the deal and was a hustle play, according to Coach Macdonald.
Yeah, without getting into all the strategy involved, but I'll tell you this: it's a player that's and a guy that's really dedicated to his craft, and it means a lot to him about how the defense plays together, about how it all works together, and what we're trying to achieve on like a call-to-call basis, and like where you align and what you look like, and how you time things up. All that's going on a play-to-play basis, and you got to be dialed into the game plan and understand how the offense operates from week to week, because everybody operates differently. And Spoon is leading the charge on that front, and he's got a great feel for the game naturally too, but it doesn't just happen by accident. He puts a ton of work into it. It matters to him. He's passionate about being right and making it come to life, and that's what happens. We said it yesterday, but ball finds energy, and I mean, that was a highly energetic play.
Seahawks offense was stymied in the first half. They turned it around in the second half, outscoring Atlanta 31-3. Macdonald credits Sam Darnold and offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak for staying with the game plan.
Well, I just thought we got a little bit more in rhythm on offense and was more successful on first down. Had a couple actually get back on track, good plays, explosives. I think it's really that simple, and it's a credit to Sam and our coaches of just, hey, sticking to it, like we're gonna work through our game plan and make some adjustments, and not get frazzled or discouraged or frustrated, and just keep hammering away, and then eventually we'll find some things that start to click. And like I said, I thought Clint called a great game in the second half and really set up some great plays, and I thought Sam played really well, especially late in the down. He's really accurate, but really made some plays there when initially nothing was there, especially on his last touchdown pass was a phenomenal play.
Seattle's back home Sunday for a marquee matchup with the Indianapolis Colts. That'll be at 1:25 on CBS. Seattle is still in first place, tie atop the NFC West with the Rams. LA beat up Arizona Sunday 45-17. One game on the schedule in women's college basketball for 2 teams from the Northwest. 5-4 Eastern Washington Eagles play at 1-8 Washington State Cougars. WSU still looking for their first home win of the season. That game gets underway at 6 o'clock on ESPN+. Wenatchee Wild are back home after a 1-2 trip to Alberta over the weekend after a 2-1 loss at Lethbridge and 5-1 defeat at Medicine Hat. Wenatchee was eagerly looking for a win at Calgary on Sunday. Austin Draude described the game in front of a huge home crowd on Teddy Bear Toss Night.
Well, it starts out with a drive down the ice, and Hayden Scholar hooked as he gets to the net. Josh Fluker trying to tie him up, trying to get ahead of him. Would have gladly taken 2 minutes in the box, but that brings up a penalty shot for Hayden Scholar, and Tobias Tversnik with one of his trademark saves over to his right. Another skate stop off the post. The point, the signal was to center ice for the penalty shot. That brought a few of the Bears onto the ice. Everybody didn't wait until you hear the goal horn, so they had to wait a couple minutes before they could fire up the shot. This shot fired up top by Boston Tate. No red light, no problem. It hits the back bar at the top. Nary a ripple of the net or a red light. Take another look at this one. Just inside underneath the roof, but you can clearly see it gets well underneath the crossbar, and that makes it a 1-0 game. Boston Tate's first WHL goal. More on him in a moment after Kalen Miles' first WHL assist. Luka Sherbina might be shoveling snow later in the winter. How about shoveling pucks to the net on this night in Calgary? His 13th of the year. That makes it 2-0. Wild going to the third period still with the shutout intact. I shouldn't have used that word, should I? Chance in front, scraped away. Still scrapping for it. Puck is still caught. Can the Wild clear it? Not quite. This one goes down the wall, and a pass right to the front of the net. Ethan Miles, miles of smiles all across Scotiabank Saddledome. He sends that one to the top of the net, and for the latest, actually put that one in the bottom of the net, latest chance ever for the Calgary Hitmen fans to throw their Bears onto the ice. All 26,000 of them. It's snowing in Calgary. Look at those giant flake. No, those are teddy bears.
How long was the delay, by the way?
A half-hour delay to clean up the teddy bears. All it did was give the Wild a breather. Long toss, Zane Torrey up top, my man, 3-1. Wenatchee in the lead, off an outlet pass from who else? Boston Tate. And the Wild up by a couple once more.
And now things get a little nerve-wracking.
That one just 1 minute and 20 seconds after the delay. And this one cleared down ice off a long carom. And Calgary going to give it their best shot. They know they're running out of time. They know they need a quick goal. And Andrei Molgachev, I want it. I got it. 22.1 to go in the third period. They would reset a little bit of time onto the clock to put it at 23.3 seconds remaining. Maybe not needed that extra poke after all. But time running out. The Hitmen through the kitchen sink and all the plumbing underneath it at the Wild in the third period. 17 shots to 4 in the final 20 minutes. They needed 18. They had to settle for 17. They needed 3 goals. They had to settle for 2, and the Wild win at 3-2, grab their second win on the road this season, and they do it against a really good Calgary team in front of an NHL-sized crowd. 16,538 yesterday. A quarter of the NHL teams don't draw that on average, and obviously the average is a little bit higher for Calgary. That means several games this year have been lower than that.
Wenatchee returns home Friday to host the Tri-City Americans in the first of a home-and-home series. Austin says the Ams have a pretty good defense.
We're taking on a Tri-City team. They're in 8th place, 9th place right now in the conference, but they've got a winning record right now, and part of the way they've been able to do it, you notice they've got one of the lowest ranked offenses in the league. They've got one of the best defenses in the league. So they're a group that can grind out a close, low-scoring game. They win a lot of close games. And we found out this past week that they've got an extra scoring threat at the other end of the ice in their goaltender, who scored his first goalie goal this past week. So, no, they've got maybe the best goaltender in the league in Xavier Wentz. So they've got some talented players on that team. And if we're going to win some games against Tri-City this weekend, we may have to grind out some close ones. We're going to need some good goaltending and some good defense, some good shot blocking like we got on Sunday against Calgary. May have to go back to the tape and watch that one again to figure out how to remember how to grind out one of those close wins.
After hosting Tri-City Friday at 7 o'clock, the Wild will head for Kennewick Saturday at 6:05 before hosting Everett Sunday at 4 p.m. Well, local bowlers are back on the Prep Girls bowling schedule today. Earlier, Wenatchee was hosting Selah at Eastmont Lanes. The Eastmont ladies were on the road to face Davis at Minda Lanes. Moses Lake, meanwhile, further down south at Sunnyside at Valley Lanes. Busy girls basketball schedule gets underway at 6 o'clock tonight. The schedule has Brewster playing at Reardon. Tonasket hosts Kettle Falls. Pateros visits Lake Roosevelt. Eliot takes on Bridgeport. Okanagan visits Liberty Bell. Manson hosts Highland. Orville travels to Curlew. Eastmont home against Ellensburg at 7 o'clock, while Moses Lake is hosting Hanford. Boys schedule starts a little bit earlier in the day with Moses Lake Christian hosting Oaksdale. Cascade Christian visits Pateros at 6, while Soap Lake hosts Garden City Academy. Moses Lake visits Ellensburg at 7. The 7:30 games find Brewster at Reardon. Tonasket hosts Kettle Falls. Bridgeport is at Entiat. Liberty Bell hosts Okanagan. Highland visits Manson, and Oroville visits Curlew. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a great Tuesday.